Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for coming this morning with your team. And we thank also the Minister of Ireland, the Director General, and the High Commissioner, the Ambassador to Zambia. We are very privileged that you could be here this morning, and we welcome you very much. The function we are about to launch is the refurbished Michael Kelly Lecture Theatre, which was in a deplorable situation, but through the cooperation and assistance from the Irish government, it has been refurbished and it looks new. You'll be pleased to see it. So, welcome.
So maybe I will introduce for you our team. So Rona, the Ambassador, very good to see you again. Delighted to have with us this morning and for a couple of days our Minister for International Development and Diaspora from Ireland, Sean Fleming. Michael Gaffey, who is our Director General in the Department of Foreign Affairs for Development Cooperation in Africa. Susan Conlon is Deputy Director of our Africa Unit, also in the Department of Foreign Affairs. Brian Cadden at the end is my deputy, Deputy Head of Mission here at the Embassy, and behind we have Anne Griffin, who is the Minister's Private Secretary. So we're delighted to see you here.
We're honoured to have the Honourable Minister of Education, Mr. Douglas Siagama, who has come from the Director for University Education, Mr. Mumba. Close to the Minister is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Namangala, and next to him is the incoming Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Mani. So, and we have the Chief Financial Officer here, Mr. Kapambwe, and the Acting Dean of Students here with us, and Mr. Haruna from the Minister's Office.
Okay, also
Great.
great.
Thank you very much.
Strong
African diaspora of the Republic of Ireland to come and give his remarks. Honourable Minister.
Great honour for me to be here today. My name is Sean Fleming. I'm a minister in the Irish government, and it's my first opportunity to visit your lovely country. And it's a great honour for me to be here. I listened very carefully to all the speeches that have been made before me. And I know a little bit about Father Kelly, but I've learned much more in the last 20 minutes, because he lived his life here. So you actually know more about him than I actually do. So I'm very pleased to take that knowledge back home to Ireland and to bring it to his relatives who still live in Ireland. And he would have many nieces and nephews and the next generation after that. And they would be very proud. Now, I think you've all probably guessed I am a politician, an elected politician, but Father Kelly came from my local constituency. So his nieces and nephews would be my constituency. And I have responsibility for international development and also the diaspora and the Irish people who've gone abroad. And we have a very rich heritage in the diaspora, because many years ago we had a major famine in Ireland, and so many people left the country at that stage, and there is no corner in the world where there's not people with Irish connection. So we are very keen. We are not a nomadic nation, but many of us have led nomadic lives. So it's a great honour to be here today. And I do want to particularly acknowledge the Jesuits and the religious community here in this country and in many other countries right across Africa as well. I had the pleasure yesterday also meeting, and I'm sure she's known to a number of yourselves, Sister Kieran. She's a 92-year-old nun, and she has spent most of her working life in the Roma Girls' School. So I think you know who I'm speaking about. And she was a great mathematician, and I was with her for a little while yesterday for a cup of tea, and she was full of life. She doesn't believe in the word retirement. The only thing is she gets a pension from home because she reached a certain age, but she's not retired, whatever. And she was a mathematician as well. And she told me when she came to the Roma Girls' School, girls were not encouraged to study mathematics. So she wanted to change all that. And after 3 years of teaching mathematics, she took great pride when the results came out of the state examinations after 3 years. Her school beat and had better record than the two adjacent all-boys schools. So she was very proud of that. So part of our education programme everywhere in the world and at home is promoting gender equality, not just at student level, but at lecture level and the academic staff. And we're all making good progress in that area. We as a country value education. Many years ago we were a very poor nation, and we introduced free education at primary school level right up to almost university level. And still in Ireland today we have actually a very substantial grant support for people who attend university who can't afford it themselves. And that has been the key to our success, education. And when I spoke to your minister earlier, I was not aware, but he spent some time in Ireland, in Northern Ireland, a number of years ago, studying as well. So he understood exactly what I was saying. And I think we know that we must give more to the next generation than we inherited ourselves. I will say about Sister Kieran, being a mathematician, she is what we call the real old-style mathematician. And she was complaining to me yesterday about the younger generation. I think she was talking about me as well. I hope she was in that one. And she actually was giving out about the use of calculators. Do you have a calculator in there? She said, why do you need this in your hand? So she's one of the old stuff and very, very proud of it. But that's where we all learned our mathematics, especially in the early days. So I'm very pleased with that as well. So yesterday, I also visited Linda Community School. Very big school in a very, not far from here, but the road to get there was quite difficult, I would just put it that way. And 3,000 students in that school, remarkable school, and we met the principal and all the key people. And I was happy to be brought around to some of the classrooms that were still, and the students were there. I will say this, They're very attentive students, and in particular, I went into a room where there were grade 7. You understand the age group I'm talking about. And they all had, thankfully, through funding from Irish citizens and the Irish government, they had tablets to do their work. And I asked the teacher to show me what level of mathematics they were studying, and he opened up the iPad and he looked at it, and to see the level the particular boy who was sitting beside me was doing. And I got a shock, because the quality and level of the students and what they were able to do with mathematics at grade 7 was far superior than what I had anticipated. So I left that schoolroom saying, I better go back and check my schools in Ireland, because I think we're falling behind. So, but again, it's all about education. So in relation to Father Kelly, I'm not in a position to add much information about the man himself, except he left Offaly. He spent most of his lives out here where he wanted to be. This was his adopted homeland. He became an Irish citizen, or a Zambian citizen, I should say, and he was very proud of that and wanted to live his entire life here, and ultimately did pass away and is buried here. And there was a great community, not just in the university, but especially his friends in the religious community. And that's why I particularly made a point of meeting Sister Kieran yesterday. I also am very honoured. It's my first opportunity as the minister to visit Africa. I'm in my new ministry for 3 months at this stage, and I look forward to being there for quite a while yet. So but like every politician, we face election. But I am taken aback by the quality of work here in this university and in the schools I visited yesterday. And I also want to pay tribute to the university, who agreed and supported the proposal to rename this lecture theatre after Father Kelly, which we are very proud. We have assisted to a small extent financing the renovation of this theatre up to now, and I assure you we will continue to support as required in relation to this facility into future years. So I have a long script in front of me, but you can relax. I'm not going to read it all, because most of what I said has already been said by the previous speakers. And we acknowledge his work, and we think, and he got acknowledgement from the President of Ireland, which was a very, very high and unique award to receive because of his work here. And he actually called education the social vaccine for HIV and AIDS. In other words, you have to teach people socially how to deal with these issues. It's not just a question of medicine. Prevention is better than cure, was always his motto. So I want to conclude now by saying thank you for the kind invitation to be here today. It's an honour and a privilege. And everywhere I went in the last 2 days, the quality of the music and the joy I achieved from the musicians and the choirs is outstanding. I phoned my wife at home last night, and she said, after your visit, your first day in school, how would you describe it? And the one word I said, it was uplifting. It was remarkable, despite the difficulties, the joy of the people, the optimism of the people, and the joy of the people, I think, helps get over some of the difficulties every one of us have in their lives. And today is another uplifting day and an honour for me to be here on behalf of the Irish government. Thank you very much.